All right. Yesenia,
DeAndre,
we're back. We're back better than ever. They s-
back like never left.
they say we couldn't do it, but here the fuck we are with an episode 3 of good old soft boiled presented by the Ramen Raiders. I don't know if that's going to be the the name, the presented by, but we are members of the Ramen Raiders. We're here to soft boil yo ass. Talk about some life, love, and relationships. Today's episode should be actually pretty interesting because Yesenia said she had some nexus she wanted to
Y'all,
talk about.
I have a whole lifetime in relation to our topic today of
Uh,
just pure experience,
mm,
for better, for worse.
what is she talking about? What am I talking about? Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we've got actually sorry, not ladies and gentlemen, because we're gonna do this. This is our new saying that we've got going around in the Raiders right now. We've got bitches, bros, and
And
non-binary
non-binary hosts.
hosts. Coming up, we got red flags and green flags.
You are now tuned in to the Soft Boiled Podcast with DeAndre and Yesenia, your one-stop shop for all things relationships. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
All right, DeAndre, we're talking about red flags and green flags. Do you want to introduce who we have here to help us,
Yeah,
plant all these flags?
yeah, we're not here alone yet again. We've got our second guest. Oh, that was a burp. Hold on. Ooh, yeah, I held it down. Don't worry. But yeah, we've got our second guest on Soft Boil today, Mr. Mars. Whoop whoop, clap it
Hello,
up.
hello.
Oh.
What's up with it, Mars?
Uh,
Go on and introduce yourself to the fine folks. I know you all may have heard him on Simmering before, but you know, it's a little more personal up in here, a little more intimate.
yeah, so my name is Mars. I'm a member of the Ramen Raiders, part-time streamer, uh, game enthusiast, avid anime watcher. Um, in terms of today's topics, I'd like to preface this by saying that I am single and not really having any or much experience in terms of dating. So I'll try to answer the questions as best as I can.
And that's okay that you're single because you know what you like in people. So there's that.
And you for sure know what you don't like in people.
And those are the people. That's the shit I don't like. Is that how that song goes?
Fuck, that's the shit I don't like.
Yeah, something like that. Oh fuck. Since I actually was like pretty excited about today's topic, and I know I sort of teased Yesenia's little fun time story time at the top of the episode, but I'm gonna throw one one red flag out there for me personally, and it's kind of uh it's not huge. Well, actually, no, it's kind of big, I guess. But I don't know. I guess my this isn't at the top of the list. I should say that's it. There are bigger red flags in this than to me than this one. But one of them would be you two don't share the same values, and that comes to like money, religion, uh, politics, racial issues, things like that. Social issues, I guess I should say.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those things like if you can overlook some stuff about people, and you can overlook like one or two things that may or may not be huge deal breakers. But man, if you guys are like wildly different, like for example, previous ex that I had, oh my god, she wanted to she didn't want kids. I do want kids at some point. She kept trying to sell me on this idea. This idea is like, it's like, everyone close your eyes. Think about this, right? You're with your partner. My eyes are actually closed right now. I want you guys to do the same. My she wants you guys. She wants me and her to live this long life of traveling and expensive vacations and vacation homes and blue oceans and clear skies, sitting on the beach with a little coconut, the coconut mug in hand. And I ain't gonna lie, oh, my eyes are open now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's not me. That's definitely not me. I get it. That stuff is possible without, children in your lives. You have a lot more money to yourselves. But man, that the whole like luxury and high life stuff, that's not for me personally. And I don't know if that's the hood side of me coming out. Just like I love life here on the ground. I don't want to be, I don't want to have my head up my ass in the clouds and shit. You know what I mean? Because then at that point I feel like I lose myself.
I think that's a valid thing because a lot of the times when people idealize that type of lifestyle, and not to say this is for everyone, right? But for people who idealize that type of lifestyle and want that type of lifestyle, it almost feels like escapism. And so it's what what are you trying to run from? And obviously it's like my therapist's point of view. Like, what are you trying to run from, or what are you hiding from, or what are you avoiding, that you feel like life will be so much more bigger and grander and more fun and more full of love, or more fulfilling in general, if you're doing those things rather than like being here like on the ground, as you said.
Man, way to sum that shit up. You were good at this, I swear to God.
I'm not gonna be a therapist for nothing.
And that's that therapist talk. Ooh, I almost slipped it up. Mars.
Hello.
I know we're getting to you, Yesenia. I see you eagerly waiting over there. Mars, what's a red flag? Big or small? Doesn't matter. What's a red flag in your eyes?
I think a small one would be like littering.
Oh,
Like
ooh.
even though like it's not that big, it just kind of tells me who you are as a person. Because then you're just dumping your trash to make it somebody else's problem.
Mm.
When you could easily just hang on to it until you actually find a trash can, then you can dump it.
Yeah.
But no, they would rather leave it like on the floor in a parking lot, like in the car. They'll just like take it out of the car, leave it on the floor. Yeah, not my problem anymore. Someone else can fucking deal with that shit.
Yeah, or the wind will carry it,
Yeah, exactly. Like
a mile down the road.
exactly. It's gonna get blown down the street, or somebody else is gonna have to fucking clean up after you.
Nah.
I wouldn't say that one's a small one. I think in like a small person's mind, right? Like it's something small, like, oh, like it's just littering. But I think that's just really telling. I think that's, for me, it's on par with other like red flags that I consider. Because I think it is very telling about a person. It is also very telling about, can they like practice patience? Can they like see the bigger picture? Because we're talking about littering, like how much damage have we done to the earth? Like, are you someone that wants to, even if it's in like small little increments, but are you someone that wants to kind of give back and help sustain to a certain extent, right? Because I mean, we're not perfect. We can't all like do it all because there's a lot of knowledge and learning that comes with it. But something like littering might seem really small to some folks, but I think it's up there with like some of the ones I've been thinking about.
I feel like it also depends on like how, like what exactly are they littering? Like like if it's a fast food trash bag that you had, then like, yeah, you're a piece of shit. But like if it's, because sometimes I litter a little bit, tiny bit. Like if it's like a paper straw wrapper, like I'll roll it up into a ball. Sometimes I will litter that. But if it comes to like a fast food bag or even fucking furniture on the side of the road, like that's like other shit.
Yeah.
If I lay on the ground, would that just be considered littering? Because I'm trash.
Shut the fuck up, John.
No,
High
I.
five, do you need to?
No, dude, that littering. I'm not gonna lie to both of y'all. I used to be the litter bug. I used to, throw stuff on the ground without a care in the world, but only in like dirty cities, like San Francisco, right, where there is just literal human poop everywhere and needles and drugs and there's already trash on the ground. I was not anymore. I like to say I've grown. But yeah, I very much was that guy that uh yeah, it'll get picked up, but not by me. And I did the same thing when I went to New York. No, New York is a whole, I thought San Francisco was dirty. My God, New York. Whoo, holy shit, dude. That's a whole nother level. There's trash that's the dirtiest city I've ever been to. And I remember the one time and I was with a girl out there, another ex, or same ex as the one I just talked about. Man, she made me feel like such shit for throwing a Starbucks cup on the ground. when literally what Mars just said is how patient can you be, and wait for a trash can or some sort of like receptacle, and God, she fucking ripped into me.
Damn.
Woo.
So that stuck with you, huh?
Yeah, and that's like one of the big reasons why I changed, because I was like, cause at the time I was very much like, who gives a fuck? It's already it's New York, it's the dirtiest city in America, whatever the fuck. I don't care. But like, nah, she like lit a fire under my ass, and I was like, okay, fine. I'm sorry. I was the, yes, in the subreddit, am I the asshole? Yes, I was the asshole in that situation.
Yeah, I'd probably light one for you too. Like, why the fuck are you littering?
That reminds me of a story when we went to Vegas. There was like we had just like pulled up somewhere. I think we took. Did we take a bus at one point?
We took
No, we took an Uber. We took an Uber that dropped us off by a bus stop, and there was this lady. She had like a coffee cup or whatever the fuck, and she was about to hop on the bus, but before she got on, she left her cup on the bench, right?
Mhm.
The only reason why it triggered me so much is because literally like 2 steps to her left, there was a trash can there.
Oh my God.
Mm.
I don't
And I
even.
looked at her, I got so mad, like on the inside. I was like, what the fuck? Really? You couldn't, it's right there. It's fucking right there. You really just decided to leave that shit on the bench and have somebody else clean it up for you instead of, throwing it where it's fucking supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
Yeah,
wild
sorry.
times.
Yeah, I just remembered that.
I don't even remember that. That's fucking crazy. Well, I guess I guess you saw it. No, I don't know if anybody else did, but like,
Yeah, I think I was the only one lucky.
it's fucking crazy. And the fact that you remembered it all these years later, that's crazy. That was like 3 years ago.
That was right
Yeah, while
before the
you're
world
talking,
shut down.
So I get to remember that shit.
Yesenia, I've been waiting for this. What's up, girl?
I've had so many on my mind that I'm like, all right, which one do I really want to dive into first?
Yeah, you got to pick and choose now.
I know. I think for me, a red flag is someone that doesn't, like, someone that's very like short. And what I mean by that is like,
Short-tempered or?
no, just like someone who in conversation is just very short.
Oh,
I know what
It's
you mean.
like you're, like, oh, how was your
Overanalyze.
day? Good. Oh, like, what did you do today? Nothing.
girl,
Work.
oh my God, don't
For
even.
me,
Mm.
like, but I don't mean that just through text, because I think texting is just one thing, right? Like, generally in any conversation, you're short. Like, and I get people are shy, but if you're like talking to someone or you're dating someone, over time you lose some of that shyness, right? And you start to open up more. But for me, I just see it more as like you're either like uninterested, you aren't interesting as a person, which there's nothing wrong with the type of personalities people have. I think for me, just personally, like I want someone that's stimulating because I'm a very stimulating person. Um, I just also take it as like you have shit to hide, and I'm not about that. And I think also coming into my field, what I really don't want to do, and I experienced this with an ex, was like, I don't want to feel like I'm therapisting you into talking to me. Like, I have patients and clients that I'm having to pull teeth from, right? Like, just to try to get to know them better, to like, understand like why they're coming to me with their symptoms of depression or anxiety or bipolar, whatever, right? And so if I have to do that in my relationship, it's a no. Like, I don't want to have my therapist hat on when I'm talking to somebody. Like, I would hope that over time and over conversations, hanging out, whatever, like spending quality time together, that you can either be open to talking to me and feeling comfortable with talking to me, or naming that I'm not a safe person for you to talk to, and that you don't feel like opening up to me. Because then it's like, all right, let's push it. Let's keep it moving. Like, nice to cross paths with you. Like, let's move on.
Yeah, you don't want to. It's like you don't want to be a mommy to your boyfriend when you come home too, and like wipe his ass and cook for him and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate the whole being short thing too. Mostly from a different perspective, the like dating standpoint, or like not dating, or like trying to talk to someone, through text or even like in person. And like you said, they give you the there's nothing I can't stand more than someone who gives me these short one-word answers. How was your day? Good. What did you do? I worked. Oh, how was work? It was fine. Can you give me something to work with?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my gosh. If you don't want to talk, just say it. Please, I won't be upset. Or if you're not interested, tell me. It's fine. I'm an adult. I can handle these things. But man, oh that shit aggravates the fuck out of me, bro.
Yep.
I mean, it's better than no communication though, I guess. I mean, at that point, I don't know if I'd rather you not talk to me than you make me mad with your fucking short ass answers.
But it's also like, you can't really gauge to see if y'all are compatible or if y'all have common interests if that other person's literally giving you nothing,
Yeah. That's oh no, that's a fucking good one. I'm just thinking about it now makes me angry. I can feel my veins popping in my forehead.
I feel you
Um,
guys on that one. It definitely makes it seem like they're not interested in talking to you at all.
Mm.
And yeah, I have had previous, I wouldn't say relationships. I mean, technically you could say that, but when I was like in the stage of getting to know them, they weren't really, yeah, giving me much to work with. It was just basically very short answers, and it made me feel like they weren't interested in even like talking to me at all. So, uh, kind of just faded away into the background in
Yeah, 'cause
terms of like
you don't want to waste
trying
your
to reach out to them.
you don't want to waste your time.
Exactly. I was like, well, if I'm putting all this effort trying to reach out to you and I'm not getting anything back, I'm just gonna see what happens. If you try to reach out, then we'll keep talking. But if not, then yeah, I'm already 1 foot out the door. So
Holy
bye
foot!
bye.
You just fucking took the words right out of my mouth. Like, oh my god! If you don't reach out to me anymore, then hey, I did my part. you know.
Yeah, as in like this isn't going anywhere. Like,
I hate being the one to put in all the effort. If I'm putting in 100%, meet me halfway or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you just give us nothing, it's like we're sorry, we're on to the next one.
yep. It'd be like that.
But yeah, but fuck, I had a good segue and I fucking lost it. But instead of moving on to the next one, sometimes a girl won't let you move on because she's fucking clingy as hell. That's
oh,
that's a huge red flag of mine. It wasn't at first, believe it or not. I used to actually kind of like the clingy obsessive behavior.
I'm
But
right there with you.
but now it's mentally draining. It is mentally draining. Now Mars, I did want to ask you something real quick, and
Hmm.
if it's too personal, let me know. But I do remember us having a conversation at one point. I think maybe like a few months ago. I don't remember what the context was, but I remember you saying that if you had a you would like your partner to be okay with uh PDA,
Was that me?
pub
Public displays of affection.
Yeah, what? Yeah, no, yeah, but I don't remember.
I don't remember the context of the conversation.
I
Now,
mean,
I just don't want you to fall into the trap of confusing or getting the two like construed like PDA and obsessive clingy behavior, cuz oh my god, it's like one of them can be like very blinding, like the PDA stuff can be like very like lovey-dovey and stuff, but then it's like if
hmm.
that shit goes on, if that shit just is just 24/7, it's like bro,
Oh yeah.
I need you to give me a break now.
Uh, wait, so we're on the topic of PDA now. Like,
Not necessarily PDA, but like clingy,
Yeah, like
okay,
clingy
okay, okay.
obsessive behavior. Because like I would very much appreciate my partner to have a life outside of me.
Yeah, yeah.
I need you to do your own thing sometimes. I don't want to text you 24. Oh, there's another burp. I don't need to be texted 24 hours a day. I definitely, I really hate the whole uh you didn't text me back type
Oh,
type
yeah, yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Or even this has happened to me before. This is the one that absolutely floors me. It's the you said you were going to be home by a certain time and you're not, and now I'm pissed, and I'm like,
Oh God.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Like I was hanging out with the boys and I thought we were going home, but we ended up hanging out for another like 30 minutes, and it's like I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. Like fuck. I don't know. For me, yeah, that shit.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've dealt with that in the past to where like if I don't answer once, they'll fucking blow the fuck up out of my phone. And in reality, it's either I was sleeping or I had left my phone in my room and I'm downstairs like making food or hanging out with my family or some shit, and like I, just don't have my phone on me. And then I come back and I have like 10 missed calls and like 5 texts. And as soon as I get back to them, they're kind of like mad at me
Hmm.
for not replying. I'm like, well, blah blah blah. I was doing this, doing that.
Yeah, and your excuses are never good, you know.
Yeah, and
It's
then I gotta, I
it's
gotta fight. I gotta fight them, trying to make them like forgive me and all that shit.
Hmm.
like what do you do? I don't mean like what do you do in that situation, but it's like what do you do when I'm gone? You know? When I'm hanging out with my family or I'm hanging out with my friends or I'm even just playing video games or whatever, it's like
Mhm.
I've got me time going on. What do you
Yeah,
do?
yeah. I hang out with the boys. Like, come on now.
You know, I'm trying to look for. I brought out my DSM because I was like, I was thinking of like attachment styles. But people who are clingy typically have an anxious attachment style, which means like they get anxiety when you don't provide them with like attention. And it's interesting because they actually, so people with anxious attachment styles end up with people who are avoidant in their attachment style, which is like the people, think of like a one night stand. So think of the clingy people who need to be texted every minute, need, affirmations and validations, need you to be there with them all the time. And then think of the one night stand people. Those two people end up in relationships together because they feed each other. So like the anxious person does way too much that the one night stand person's like, yeah, this is why I'm casual. But then that casualness feeds into the anxiety for the anxious person, so they become even more clingy. And those are like, as someone with, or actually I used to be avoidant. I think I'm more in the anxious style now. I definitely have been both people. Like you're asking me for too much, you're way too clingy, don't touch me, don't breathe the same air as me. And I've played the clingy of like, you said you were going to do this, but you didn't. Like, why didn't you do this? Or like, hey, you were going to be home at this time and you're not home. Like, where are you? Or like, you're not texting me back fast enough. Who are you with? And that also, I think, comes with insecurity. But I think when it comes to like cleanness specifically, to me, I read it as like a lot of anxiety and where that anxiety comes from. And honestly, I have too much anxiety as an individual. I don't need someone all up in my grill 24/7 asking me where I'm at, who I'm with, he, that, she, this, or whatever. Like, I think I do that in myself. I do that in my own mind. I don't need someone else doing it with me too.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no.
You definitely also don't want someone who's like the "who are you with" kind of person either.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Imagine getting accused of being with somebody when you're actually like fucking alone.
Whoa.
I've done that. But also, okay, there's a big difference because I think in my relationship history, I have historically been cheated on by every single boyfriend I've dated, besides one. And to my knowledge, he didn't cheat on me. So, it's like 6 boyfriends that have slept with other people while in my relationship. So, like, rightfully, I got to a point where I'm like, who the fuck are you with? Rather than just leaving. But if you're like off the bat just talking to somebody or you're freshly dating, they haven't given you reasons to not trust them, red flag. Like, who hurt you? And this is not for me to heal. Like, it's not my job to, have you go through your healing journey. Like, you got to do that on your own time.
Preach it. Everybody's got to heal at some point. Some people just ain't ready for that shit. But
since we're on the topic of like clinginess and how also like PDA can sometimes be like a clingy thing, how do y'all feel about like kissing in public, making out in public, like grabbing ass in public, those types of things? Are those red flags for you or nah?
I think I don't mind PDA because like I do it sometimes. Like but like it's like small stuff like holding hands, a kiss on the cheek, maybe a peck on the lips. Maybe if we're like at Target or Walmart or something, I'll like playfully grab her butt or something. I won't make it egregiously obvious, I won't like have sex with, basically dry hump her in public. I think when I see people do that, I oh god, I want to take a spray hose or spray bottle and freaking just y'all children need to keep it moving. This is a Walmart parking lot. You are sucking that woman's face off. Nah, I think when it's like to that levels, I think that shit's kind of gross. I'm not gonna lie. But like small stuff, holding hands, a kiss here or there, that's it. That's fine. That's me personally.
Yeah, for me, I think I am okay with the like peck kiss. I think it also depends if I'm into somebody or not. That's a red flag for me actually. Like if I'm okay with PDA, we're good. If I'm not okay with the PDA, red flag. I'm not into you. Like it's a no.
Oh, that's actually interesting. I never heard it that way.
Yeah. I'm okay with the kissing, the holding hands in public. Like I said, if I'm into someone, like you can grab my ass in public, that's fine. Like let everybody know I'm yours type of thing. However, that needs to be established. Like we can't be going on a first date or a second date or even a third date and you're trying to act reckless like that in public. Like I need something, I need to be built up, right? Like because physical attraction is one thing, but for me it's very minimal. I'm more attracted to like, I mean, obviously I look at people first. Like you are lying if you say you don't notice looks. It's a thing. Let's grow up about it. Let's move on about it. But what keeps me around a person is like the compatibility of, do we have the same values? Do we talk about the same things? Do we have the same interests? Things like that. So when I have that to work on, it's fine. But if you're trying to grab my ass on the first date in public, bye. Keep your hands to yourself, sir. And let me call your mother too, because you clearly don't know how to keep your hands to yourself.
I'm gonna call your oh my god. I don't know if I'd be turned on or threatened if someone said they'd call my mother. I'd be like, oh,
Don't play. I'll call your mom. I have in the past, and I will again.
you have.
Or your dad. Or the whole family. Let me call grandma too. Shoot.
Not,
Me and grandma hit the casinos afterwards too.
not abuelita.
Mars, what about you? On the subject of like PDA, do you like think those public displays of affection are like red flags, a little sketch, a little eh?
Mm, well, it depends on the level of PDA. I'm okay with holding hands, but I think when in terms of like kissing, I think that needs to be like limited. Like, can't just fucking sit there and make out in front of my friends the whole time. I don't personally. I wouldn't feel comfortable in that position, but alcohol changes things, so I might say something else at a later date. But yeah, I think in terms of PDA, I think I like it, but keep it to a minimum.
Yeah, I think you might have stepped away when I said this, but I was like, if it becomes like a full on sex with your clothes on type stuff,
Yeah.
then that's where I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's where I'm like, all right, guys, can we not, please? This is a Wendy's, and y'all are dry humping in the line. I just want to order 20 nuggets and get on about my day, and y'all are just ready to drop trowel.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wendy's, red flag when they are rude to service workers,
Oh
whether
my
that is
God.
your cashier at your local Wendy's, your waiter at your local like Applebee's, the cashier at like a Macy's. Like when you're rude to people who are working, no, because I will check your ass and make you look dumb in those situations. And on top of that, I will take what I'm gonna get and walk out the store, so then you have to pay for my stuff. Because yeah.
Damn, that's a boss ass bitch move.
Like as someone who has worked in food and in retail, nothing pisses me off more than seeing a person like yell at me for whatever stupid reason. Once you yell at someone, you already lost the argument. Raise your voice, you already lost. Point blank. But you're yelling at me, and then your significant other is like next to you and like not say anything. It just means that one, you're probably scared to like set that boundary. It's also like a control thing in my eyes. Like when I see it be like done to me, or like when I see it to be done to other people. But for me, it's actually kind of like a scary red flag, because if they can treat somebody else in public like this, how are you being treated in private? And that's a real scary thing.
Yeah, I would hard agree on that, because if I'm going out with someone and they're rude to the waiter, the server, the bus boy, the whoever is working, man, it's one of those things. If you've never done it, you don't understand. And if you have done it, why are you understand the struggles of what it's like to work in any service industry. It's 99% of the time a thankless job. The people are underpaid. They get yelled at on the daily, not just by the customers, but by their management. Why are you making their day a little less or a little more stressful? It takes such little effort to just be nice to people. And even if something is wrong with, let's say, your food order, don't get mad at the person bringing it to you. It's not their fault. Why are you causing a scene at the restaurant because they put a tomato on your burger? Bitch, if you are not 5 years old, you can take a tomato off a burger if you don't want tomatoes. Now, if it's something egregious, like you have a peanut allergy, I can kind of, and they put peanuts in your stuff, or they use peanut oil for the fries. I can kind of see where you're a little bit more upset, but at the same time, it's not the waiter's fault that stuff happened to you. Or even like you said, at the cashier, if your total isn't to what you thought it was going to be, something wasn't on sale that you thought it was on sale, don't get mad at the person ringing your stuff up. They had no control over the price. Like stuff like that, man. Like, yeah, it just takes such little effort to be nice to people, and if you're just not nice, like you said, that stuff will translate to your home behavior and what goes on behind closed doors and stuff, and it probably won't be it'll be just as nasty in private than as it is in public.
To add on to what you guys said, half of the time, those people who are working either cashier or server, I'm pretty sure they do not want to fucking be there. Like, why would you make it harder on them when, in actuality, if they could get a better job somewhere else, get paid to not deal with your bullshit, they wouldn't be there.
Yep. It this literally happened to me on Tuesday. So in the state of California, if you appear to look under 40, you will be ID'd for any products you have to be 21 to buy. So that's like tobacco products and, alcohol. And I'm sure there's more things, but those are like the two that I mainly work with. However, businesses have a right to expand on those policies. So our current policy where I work is regardless, you have to be 21 to be in the store, but you will be ID'd for any transaction because you already just have to be of age to be in the store. And we sell everything. Like, we are a one-stop shop. So you will be carded. And if you are underage, you will be declined. If you have an expired ID, which technically in the state of California, like, you need to have a valid current ID that shows you're of age to buy these items. So if it's expired, we have to deny it. And then obviously, like, if it's a fake or it doesn't match or whatever, right? There's all these other reasons to decline a purchase. But I had an older gentleman with his wife, and they like come up to the stand. The wife didn't have her ID, and so the husband pulled out his ID has been expired since 2020.
Oh my God.
So we're in 2023. And mind you, I'm sure they were probably, I think the husband was like 44-ish, if I did my math correctly, which means the wife was probably, in like her late 30s, early 40s as well. Unless she's a cool girl, then girl, you go. But like, they looked young enough that I was like, oh, I need to check your IDs. You don't look over 40. I know you look over 21. And so I declined the sale because I was like, your ID is expired, so it's invalid. My goodness. He went from like, oh, do you want to see my ID? Haha, I haven't been asked that in years. What do you mean you're not going to sell me my blah, 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 blah? Like, are you fuck? And then he's just like went in and started yelling at me. Y'all know me, I'm no nonsense. He already started yelling, so he lost the argument. Like, he's just super invalid at this point. So I wasn't even going to acknowledge his feelings. And also, my day job is not my therapist job, so I do not give a single fuck. I had to, like, stop him, and I literally put my hand up. I was like, sir, you are yelling, you're being rude, and I'm not going to tolerate this, so you need to leave, or else I can call the police, and then they can escort you out. And I hate the cops. I'm not for it. Like, anytime I don't have to interact with them, I don't want to. And they're not going to come to my store for, like, an angry customer. Actually, in this town, they might, because they got a lot of money in that town. But anyways, I was just, like, annoyed, kicked the dude out. And, like, the wife was, like, apologizing to me on her way out. But even then, I was like, you don't have to apologize to me. Because if this is how he is in public, because a sale got declined because he can't keep a valid ID, I'm wondering how bad it is for you when you fuck up or you mess up or he perceives you to be messing up, and what it looks like for you in your relationship and your marriage. And that, for me, flag on the play. Red card. Kicked out of the game. Nope.
Damn, he hit this man with a red card, kicked him out, and his wife had to apologize. Fuck that shit.
It's just embarrassing. Bye. You are a grown ass. You are a grown ass man acting like a child. You're gonna be treated like a child, and you're not gonna get your goods.
Now, on a little more lighter note, because I feel like there's gonna be a part two of red flags, because with the limited time we have, I know we could easily go for another hour. But I do wanna quickly touch on, maybe let's lighten the mood a little bit, man. We've done some.
Green flags.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We've done some red flags from everybody. Now let's hear about some green flags. I'll start, and this might get into a deeper conversation. Uh, but one of my green flags, and I guess this really is for everybody because it kind of speaks to how everyone views themselves and views their partner. Uh, what or not what? Sorry. We share the same love language. Now, I will admit this whole love language thing is a new concept to me that I'm still very much learning about. I had only heard about this in the last maybe year or so, so I definitely am not like well versed in this topic or this subject. However, I have my good old friend the internet to help me out on this matter.
I thought you were gonna say your good old friend who's in grad school learning about this. Okay, fuck me. Go ahead. Go internet. You pop off now.
Yeah, go Queen. Yes, Queen. We love to see it. But I mean, yeah, love languages are the ways that you and your partner pretty much really like to express your feelings for each other. So boil it down to its basic nuts and bolts. Like for example, one of mine is physical touch. I like to be touched physically, consensually. Consensual? No, what's the word I'm looking
Yep,
for?
consensually.
Is that the word I want?
Where like you are agreeing, they are agreeing, you're
Yeah.
a consenting adult, yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Cool.
I love that you included that. Thank you.
Yes, that word is very important, especially in today's day and age. But yeah, sharing the same love language as your partner. I know that's like a big, that's becoming more and more of a big thing among people, especially younger people. Now that I'm starting to find out, I don't really see that a lot in people around our age, but I know I've realized the people that are maybe like 4 or 5 years younger than us, that's really starting to become a very popular thing. Love languages. I don't need to know you guys' love languages, but what are some green flags? If you want to talk about love languages, that's cool. But I mean, what are some other green flags from either of you?
Mars, you can go next.
Um, I guess so. The exact opposite of the last red flag we talked about. Being able to treat people they don't know with respect and kindness. Like, yeah, I kind of already touched on that, but yeah, being very understanding about uh other people's feelings. I guess like
Mhm.
I don't want them to be an asshole. Like uh
So like
having
general,
a
like just being
yeah
nice, like
yeah
you're
yeah
treating you with the same respect that like you're treating the janitor, that you're treating, a CEO, that you're treating someone in a suit, and then, someone whose house is on the street. Just like that overall kindness.
yes.
Yeah. I think that's actually really important too.
What about you though, Miss Ma'am? I
I'm
know.
gonna say one. I'm gonna say one that just happened to me yesterday,
Okay.
or no, 2 days ago. Um, Going out of your way to like just show someone love without expecting anything in return. Like the literal definition of like if somebody wanted to, they would. And I'm sure y'all saw my like social media story or whatever. Um, yeah, I think it's as a traumatized little feather that I am. I usually am not used to people doing nice things for me and not expecting. It's like it's very transactional. Like, oh, I'm doing this nice thing for you, so now you have to do this nice thing for me. Like that typical kid pro whatever it's called. Kid pro quo. Anyways,
quid pro quo, yes.
Yes. That's usually how I've been treated in the past, you know, and it sucks because then I feel like as someone's like partner or whatever, like I have to do it, right? So having someone just like get me Valentine's Day flowers because I didn't even know I knew we were gonna do stuff. I just wasn't expecting something on the actual day. And then you rent a car to come give me a Valentine's Day card. Like literally, when I tell y'all they were here for like 5 minutes just to give me a card and tell me Happy Valentine's Day. I had a panic attack when I went inside because I am so not used to like niceness and like someone showing me that type of love and not expecting like a single thing in return. So it kind of goes with Mars's, you know, when people are just like nice, but I think when people specifically do nice things for you out of the kindness of their heart, not expecting anything in return, no transactions, just I was thinking about you here. I wanted to see you. Here I am. I wanted to hear your voice. Like, whew, that leaves a traumatized one real shook. Like, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? Like, what's happening? But yeah, it's for sure a green flag.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one. Good. Yeah, my girlfriend is also very much the if he wanted to, he would. And she made that very clear to me up front. Like I'll never she's like it's like
Good for her.
yeah, she's like, if you want to do something for me, I won't think too much about it, because if you did want to do it, if you care about me, you would do it. So I'm like, awesome. I'm glad you told me that up front, because I feel like I'm very much that same type of person, you know, going out of your way to do something, even if it's like something small. You know what I mean? Like you said, he was there for 5 minutes. I'm like, damn. I mean, I probably would have done the same thing, but I'm like, shit, like he rented a car though. That's like, that's a lot.
Well, I invited him in, but he had to return the car because
No,
he literally
wow.
just rented it out just to see me. So I was like, what?
Okay.
It was kind. I got a good one, and I want y'all's opinion on this. Mars,
Mhm.
you first, so kind of sit with
Oh.
it.
Okay.
If they fuck with your friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a big thing. Like if you don't get along with my friends, like it's gonna lead to a lot of issues. Because for one, if you don't fuck with my friends and you're dragging me away from them, that's not a good sign.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, because then you're just like getting dragged away. If later down the line you are not talking to your friends anymore and you're only like hanging around this one person, you're eventually gonna lose touch with your friends. And being in that position is very scary to me, because eventually if you end up breaking up, like who do you have at that point? But now that I think about it, I feel like I've known you guys long enough to where I could probably come back and it'll be like nothing ever happened, I guess. I don't know. Shit, Mary walked away from
You're real funny if you
couple
think
years.
we're gonna let some partner of yours drag you away from us. Like, I mean, I respect it, but like, let's be real. Where there's a lot of us, you're not gonna completely dismiss yourself from the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come
I think,
find you.
yeah, I think it is very important that they get along with my friends, because I want them to be able to like blend in with the group, I guess. Like, so if I have like a birthday party and my significant other is there and you guys are there, I don't want them to feel alienated or left out. So yeah, being able to vibe with my friends is definitely a big thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying for me as well. The friends is an absolute. There's no there's no getting around that. My friends are always going to be here, whether you like them or not. You don't have to like all of them. And that's fair. That's fine. You know, I don't expect some people to get along with one of our friends who's a little bit more um not X-rated. What's the word? You need a parental advisory on his mouth sometimes.
You?
Are we thinking about the same person?
We might be thinking about the same person, yeah. A certain Serbian fellow.
Okay, yeah, we are.
Yeah. Yeah, he can be a little much sometimes, but we love him here in the group. And I
Yes,
get
he
it.
can.
Sometimes he can say some stuff that rubs people the wrong way, but once you get to know him, it's like, he's just joking around.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the friends is a must. And I guess it also kind of rolls into my next green flag, which would be someone who uh can accept the things that you're into without judging you.
Yes.
Like obviously someone who, like, I don't need you to like anime, but I need you to understand that I've been watching anime for like 20 years, and I'm not gonna stop because you don't like it or you find it weird.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to watch with me, I can show you some stuff. We can go down the rabbit hole together, but it ain't this gravy train ain't stopping, baby. We're gonna keep going. It's almost spring. We got new shows coming out, and I gotta stay up to date with my programs. You know, much like a lot of people love these K dramas nowadays. K dramas are starting to become the big thing. It's like, hey, I gotta watch my anime. I gotta watch my wrestling every Wednesday. You guys know where I'm at. I'm right here in this chair in my room, tuned in to TBS on AEW every single Wednesday. Man, I can't. That gravy train ain't stopping anytime soon. I don't give a fuck. Like, my interests are my interests, and you can come along with me for the ride, or you can get the fuck out.
I mean, yeah.
Well said. Yeah.
Damn right. Well, see, I fucking said that shit. You hear that? I may be taken, but like, God damn it! Oh, I've been called weird so many times for, okay, not weird, but more not for the anime, but the whole wrestling thing is like, oh, that's like a huge turn off for people, and I'm just like, well, I don't need you. So long.
Honestly, I think, okay, this is like a whole nother topic for another day. But if you, okay, let me get a little closer to the mic. If you hate yourself so much that you need to rag on other people for things that they like, you are the worst person, and I hope you fucking step on a Lego. Those are the worst type of people, and I've had that happen. I probably would be like way more into gaming right now if it wasn't for all the stupid boys that I dated that was like, ew, you're a girl, you're not supposed to be gaming. What are you doing playing like Final Fantasy? Like, I'm sorry. Just because like I'll whoop your ass and fucking smash doesn't mean that you can, and I let it happen, right? But yeah, no, like, don't rag on people's interests. You don't have to like them, but respect it and like give that person respect. You know what I mean? Show that you are interested in their happiness, even if you cannot stand what they do. It's all about what brings that person joy. Like, what brings you joy, you want to be treated with respect and like want someone to understand that brings you joy. Do that for other people. It's not hard. We're not asking you to conform. We're just asking you to give us respect. Sorry, that one gets me every time. Whew.
No, I love when your scene gets fired up. Was a green flag for you? Is that the same one, or you just expanding on that?
I was expanding on that. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's good. It's good. I think, yeah, we'll probably take one more from each of you. Whoever wants to go first. Yeah, get the thinking caps on now.
Someone who treats their parents with respect. Like,
I hadn't thought about that one.
like, you don't have to, especially because I'm first generation. My parents are pretty like Americanized, so to speak. There's still some things that they're very traditional, and like there's some like machista in the culture still, but there are some things that they view that I'm like, no, but I'm not disrespectful about it. I will like have conversations with my parents as best as I can, because it's very much like still a thing that you don't disrespect your elders. But I think someone who treats their parents with respect goes such a long way for me. And I think we kind of talked about this, right? Like in terms of how they treat other people with respect, like but specifically when it comes to their parents, I don't know, I like it.
Yeah, I feel that. I don't know if I've ever really met someone, friend or potential partner or anyone that's like actually been disrespectful to their parents. Not at least not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I
me neither.
have.
It's
I
like,
can I can kind of see where you're coming from though. Like this person fucking raised you. Like
yeah, right.
the least you can do is fucking be respectful. Like holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've met all you guys as parents. I think at least like once. Mars, I know I've definitely met your mom a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yesenia, I think
I'm
I've.
very
I said,
very casual with my mom now.
oh, I know. Yeah, it's crazy how casual y'all are. It's fucking. I hear y'all talk on the phone, and I'm just like, man, it couldn't be me. All right, one more. I think we got time for one more green flag from Mr. Mars.
Um, I think I would say one of them would be being able to like get my humor, or like they have similar humor. Because you know, I being in the Ramen Raiders, we say a lot of dumb shit, and it's fucking hilarious to us. You know, if you're not with it, then come on now.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
Yeah, like you've got to be okay with me. And for those of you, again, I'll reiterate. If you haven't listened to the first two episodes, I'm a black male, and if you're not okay with me dropping the N word with a hard R for the sake of a joke, then I don't know. This ain't gonna work out.
Oh, and on tad on that, you know, sometimes dark humor is kind of funny. You know, you gotta be
Yes.
able to understand that I'm not 100% serious about what the fuck I'm saying. Like, I'm joking. You know, fuck.
Mm-hmm. Like if I want to tell a little joke about my traumatized childhood, I expect you to laugh because I've been laughing about it since it happened, okay?
Yeah, if I'm gonna joke about my non-existent father, then hey.
Oh, yep. There you go. Yep. Me too, man. Me too.
I think also to add on to that, the fucking you. I think, and this isn't not a big thing, but it really helps. If you're down with the memes, man.
Yeah.
If you're down with the memes, you know, you share some reels on Instagram or Facebook. You send me some TikToks. I can't send any back because I don't have TikTok. But if I come across a funny Twitter video, I'll send it your way. You know, shit like that. You gotta be down with the memes. You have to
Yeah.
be. But you know what? There's no memes on this day. Only life, love, and life, love, and relationships. That's it. I was like, well, I'm like, it's a third thing in there. There's only life, love, and relationships right now happening between the Ramen Raiders, and we'd like to thank our guest, Mr. Mars.
Mr. Maz.
Let's thank you for joining us here on this day. Just 2 days removed from Valentine's Day. Lord knows when this is going to go up. So that'll date this podcast. So yeah, we're just coming off the heels of Valentine's Day. I hope everyone had a good V-Day. Hopefully everyone got some good gifts, shared some kisses, got good blowies, dined at the Y, which
Why?
yeah, that's yes, that's a phrase for when you go down on a woman.
Oh.
I like how you're covering your mouth.
The why. I see now. Okay, gotcha.
Yes. That's a phrase I actually learned what that meant like maybe like 2 months ago, and I've been meaning to use it for a while, and now I finally have
First
had
time I heard it.
my
okay.
opportunity. Yeah, see, we're all about learning here also on this podcast. I also feel like we're gonna have to do a part 2 of the red flags because there's a lot we didn't get to. So I feel like we definitely have to do a part 2, whether it's with Mars or whether it's with someone else. Yeah, that part 2 of Red Flags is definitely gonna have to come at some point. But until then, you have it. Oh, I'm sorry.
There it is.
Repeat that.
Yeah, I'll. But until then, Mars, is there any last words, comments, concerns that you'd like to concerns, comments,
What the fuck is this?
closing remarks?
Tech support?
Yeah.
Tech support?
Hello.
Are you satisfied with your service? Is there anything else? I
Are
can
you
help with?
satisfied with your service here at Soft Boiled?
Yeah, it's cool. I had a good time. Thanks for having me. If you haven't already, go try some restaurant ramen. Don't eat that instant shit, because that's not what we're about. Go get some ramen from a chef. All right. Have a good day. That's all I gotta say.
Have a good day. We love to see. You love to hear it. You love to see it. Always giving out good vibes. That's why we love Mars. Until next time, everyone. This has been Mars. That's Yesenia. I'm DeAndre, and you've just been
Soft Boiled.
hell yeah.